Hello everybody, welcome to Laliland. It's been forever since I have said those words. Recently, I actually had some really sweet people reach out and they were like, where have you been? So I was kind of aware that I've abandoned this channel. I'm coming back. We're coming back. Mikey and I are coming back. So much has happened. So much, and you know, there's only so much time. So we're gonna talk a little bit today. I'll fill you in the best I can, I guess. In case some of you are unaware, we have our second channel, which is Laliland Adventures. We post every single Saturday, as long as I feel well enough, on that channel. So I'm hoping that you'll go over and subscribe because we actually almost are at 1,000 subscribers. It started out as our adventures in the Smoky Mountains from the end of 2022. It was a fresh start for us. Wanted to do something a little different, and the intention was to keep it mostly a Smoky Mountain channel, and that was until we couldn't go back there. So now it's become more of a Jersey sights and foods, and like a foodie channel, I guess, with our reactions to different I don't know, we like to do mom and pop places, so we've been trying different things. We have a lot coming up. I think I'm shaking the table every time I do that. So we have a lot coming up on there. We actually just shot this past weekend more of a historic video, more history related. New Jersey is filled with history. And by the way, I'm trying to get the lighting right on this thing, but because the sun's there and I'm here, oh. So speaking of the bags under my eyes, I'm gonna be the big 44 on Sunday. So it's another birthday. I haven't had the best luck with birthdays. March is a heavy grief month for Mikey and I. We lost all 3 of our cats pretty much back to back in the month of March. And while we're just chatting, me and you, I want to come back to this channel and do some like grief updates. I want to do some lupus updates because that's another form of grief, is, you know, not being the person I was, not the person I'm gonna be, that kind of thing. But in the meantime, I just wanted to kind of give you a little brief rundown of what's been going on. Back in October, we were shocked because we took our Cleopatra, who you know is my entire world, to the 24-hour vet to get checked for upper respiratory infection and get some medicine. During that visit, we were informed that she had lymphoma in her stomach, cancer. 4 years ago this month was when we lost our Jemmy kitty to lymphoma. So we were shocked. We were just not okay. And then I spent 3 months at home with her. Oh, I knew I was gonna cry. I got a tissue ready. You know me, I'm gonna cry. I pretty much didn't go anywhere for 3 months, which was 100% the best thing I could have done. I stayed with her throughout every moment. And she didn't get bad until the very, very end. But he did an at-home euthanasia. She went downhill really fast. It was not a good goodbye. It was very hard on Mikey because he stuck by her side for every last second. She was only 8 years old. And it was a very tragic ending, which we did everything to avoid, and it still happened anyway. And I avoided talking about that on our other channel because it's a foodie channel, it's a travel video channel, it's, you know, that kind of thing. And you guys are more likely to know about Cleo than my newer subscribers that are just coming into our lives now, which I love them, but they didn't know Cleo. It was the worst grief that I have gone through in a really long time. It's interesting because when I lost my dad at the end of 2021, I was numb for, honestly looking at it now, I was numb for 2 years. Only now am I really realizing that he's gone, you know. And then to lose Cleo, my sweet Cleopatra, my baby, was just, I mean, it's only been a month and a half and it's so lonely without her. The blessing is that we have our Stormy girl. And Stormy has been by my side, and oh my God, did she step up. For 3 months of the Cleo hospice, we asked Stormy just to bear with us. We knew it was inevitable that we were gonna lose Cleo sooner than we wanted to, really fast. And Stormy just accepted that, and she hung in there. She knew the attention wasn't on her. She didn't crave anything. I mean, we still loved on her, you know what I mean? But our focus was like Cleo's needs 24/7. Now I have this bond with Stormy that I don't think I had before. And I've always loved her since we got her over 2 years ago, but she's my little koala bear, and she's been helping us through. And the first 2 weeks were really stressful on her. Like, she was having stomach issues. She was looking for Cleo. It was heartbreaking. I didn't want to cry. I was just going to tell you briefly, hey, we lost Cleo and it sucks. But to be honest with you, it's it was one horrible loss. I cannot say enough good things about Lap of Love. If you were going to be losing a pet and you want to do anything at home for them, hospice care or euthanasia at home, they're called Lap of Love. We were so blessed to have gotten the doctor that we got. He was just, it was a bad ending, and he was just so kind. I didn't want to go into too much detail about everything. It's just that I got some heavy grief going on, Mikey too, and we're just, when I feel well enough to go out and film these foodie videos that we've been doing and really enjoy myself, it's like still a shock to me because I either don't feel well or I'm sad, and that's kind of why I poured my heart and soul into our second channel, is because I wanted something to like solely, you know, focus on between doctor's appointments and all the other stuff. So hashtag lupus. Other than that, Stormy has truly been by our side. I recently decided that I think I want to post back on Laliland again. I don't know if it's going to be home vlogs. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know. I don't even know. I just want to come back. I'm still posting every Saturday on Laliland Adventures. It gives me something to look forward to. I love, like, if somebody communicates with us on there, it makes me really happy because I'm feeling these creative moments where when I feel well enough to edit, and I do it every week, I don't edit ahead anymore. Oh my gosh, and then I was sick for 2 full months with respiratory issues, like really sick. That was the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys. So not lupus sick, like respiratory sick. On top of that, I found out that from my gastro doctor, that my lupus is affecting my colon, like it's chosen my colon as its organ of choice to attack right now. So that pain was going on for over a year. But because I was sick with the respiratory, this is crazy, listen to this. So because I was sick with the respiratory stuff so bad, and like my oxygen was dipping and blah, 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 so much drama. I was on extremely high doses of prednisone for quite a while. It actually helped my colon pain a little bit. Can't stay on it, so now I'm kind of experimenting again. And during that time, we filmed a bunch of videos on Laliland Adventures because I was able to eat whatever I wanted, and I wanted to eat. Now I'm kind of training myself again to kind of just, I don't know, kind of figure things out. I'm trying to eat really light during the week, lots of vegetables if I can handle them, and then when we can film, go a little crazy and try different things. So that's kind of where we're at. It's kind of where I'm at with life. And I guess the other big news, I hate calling it news, but Nanny has been on hospice since the same time as Cleo, pretty much. She was like in the hospital, in rehab, in the hospital, in rehab. I think she came home on Halloween, actually, so going back to October. And my mom does everything for her. Everything. I just try to be there emotionally for my mom, but my mom's 70 and like it's a lot. And if you guys can say a prayer for both her and Nanny, because now we're getting, I mean, Nanny's tough. She's hanging it, you know, barely hanging, but it's, I don't even know how to describe it. Some days she can eat, some days she can't. Some days she's coherent, most days she's not. It's my first experience with seeing a human, I guess, go through the process. All the deaths in my life have been very sudden and unexpected, and this is a different kind of heart-wrenching. There's never a right way or a wrong way. Like, losing my dad peacefully the way he left was just a blessing. Jesus took him the best way he could take him, but the suddenness of it and the unexpectedness and the denial and you know, all the stages, I don't know. This is just a different process for me. I'm not used to having someone suffer. And Nanny helped raise us as kids, so it's really, I mean, she's gonna be 94 in May. Will she make it to 94? We joke about it because we're like, possibly. We could lose her tomorrow though if her heart gives out. I do ask for prayers for both my mother's strength and Nanny's comfort, because this is just a shit show of a life right now. On to positive things. I mean, I didn't mean to come back and be like, this is a grief vlog, but I mean, that's what's going on. So let's talk about my wonderful husband. So Mikey is doing pretty well. He works really long hours, but he is so up for food when we do our vlogs. He works his butt off physically for 5 days straight. So like when we make our foodie vlogs, he's like, let's go. And we've been working together with like lists of places we want to go and things we want to do. So it's giving us like this new hope that like winter's over and spring is here and we're going to be able to do this as long as I'm not in the sun too long, because I can't. And thank God for him, because he respects me so much on the days where, like, say we do have plans to go film or something and I physically can't. Like, I wake up that day and I just look at him and he's just like, it's okay. He takes that as a sign that he's needing rest that day and that I'm needing rest that day. But he is just such an amazing support system. He's just such a good soul. And once again, we find ourselves helping each other through the horrible grief of losing one of our babies. Everything just feels really empty without Cleo. It really does. She was such a huge personality. Probably my most affectionate cat to me personally. She would hold me at night. So I'm missing that. And especially because I was so sick with the respiratory stuff. Not having her here to like, not having her here to be like my support system was really hard. There is a cute little girl here right now sleeping, but I don't want to bother her with the camera. But a little angel, she's just a doll. She's an absolute delight. She's so little. We started calling her Little because she's so little. She's funny and she's always hungry and just, she makes us laugh. And so any of my paranormal friends out there, I can tell you that we have had, once we got Cleo's ashes back, and I have a patch of her fur and I have her footprint. It wasn't until we got the ashes back, I had no choice but to go by myself that day to pick them up, and it was ugly. It was such an ugly cry in there. Oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad. The poor guy that works there. Right after I brought home her ashes, we started hearing things. I could hear her jump on this table. If you hear this table squeak, it's like a pub style table, like up in the air. She used to jump from the windowsill on here and it would shake. Stormy was with me on the couch in the middle of the night when I couldn't breathe, and that sound happened and I was like, Cleo? And then Mikey and I have individually both heard her cry when she used to drag her giraffe toy, which got cremated with her, down the hallway. And separately we heard it. And then there was a night where my oxygen was tanking and I had just fallen asleep. It was like 4 a.m. and I hear Mikey come running down the hall because I was sleeping on the couch, propped up. And he's like, babe. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I just heard Cleo's like traumatic cry, like her yearning cry, her pain cry. And he goes, I got up to use the bathroom and when I laid back down, I heard it. So I came out to check on you and your oxygen was dipping. So that's a crazy story, because did she know that he had to wake me up so I could freaking breathe and like do a treatment? I don't know. It was just, oh, you can't explain some things, you know? So I don't know. I take those all as little signs. I have so many stories about my dad too. The other day I was at the supermarket and there was a man like opening the freezer section to like look at the stuff, and just his mannerism, his outfit, his age, everything. He wasn't as tall as my father, but everything reminded me of him. And it was one of those like punches in the gut where you're like, I wish it was him, you know? And I walked 2 feet and there's this display of Honey Nut Cheerios. And on the front of the box, and at the time it was February, so like why? It just said Dad on the box. I'll insert I took a picture of it because I was just like, what? So like here he was like on my mind, and I was emotional, and I walked 2 more feet and the boxes just say dad all over them, and I'm like, it's not Father's Day, like what are we doing here? I don't know, just cool little things like that happen, and I'm like, okay. Obviously, I didn't mean to really come on here and talk this much about grief, but the truth of the matter is that's where we're at. I'm trying to navigate that. Like, it's okay to feel the feels. I think I used to feel guilty because I was always so happy and positive, and then just everything changed a few years ago. So, I don't know why I'm sitting like this. I always, oh God, my whole life I feel like I've always had to be the person who helps everyone else, listens to everyone else, and I take that on and I can't do it anymore. So I have really learned my focus is on my husband and my cat, because everything else, like everyone else can take care of themselves. I'm working on that amongst some other health issues, seeing a lot of specialists still. This was probably not like the most exciting update after all this time to come back to, and I'm really sorry about that. That's just the reality of where we've been and how exciting it is on our other channel to be able to film stuff. Like, we try to do things in groups. So like if we have a day where we're out filming, do a few videos that one day and then take a few weeks off, because I don't know when I'll have the strength to do it again. I know that sounds dramatic, and most people are like, most people probably can't relate because they get up, they do their thing every day, and life is life. My life's a little different. I have to go by how I feel. That's life right now, is this. Like, what is this? So I genuinely just wanted to say, if you took the time to sit through this video, thank you. Leave me a comment. Please tell Mikey and I, and Stormy, I keep banging the table, sorry. Please tell Mikey, Stormy, and I what the heck you've been up to. I know some of you follow us on Laliland Adventures on Instagram. I go on, but you know, we're not that active on there, but definitely watch our videos every Saturday, because that's where my joy is coming in right now. And I really want to come back to you guys on here too. So I'm trying to figure out, I mean, I used to just post whatever the heck we did, so maybe I'll just do that. I feel like Laliland Adventures is more planned out. I don't want to say planned out. I'm focused on like the place we're at. Whereas Laliland Adventures used to be, or regular Laliland was always here, there, and everywhere. So you that found me through like last year, I think was one of the last videos I posted, which was 90s Con up in Connecticut. I will not be going this year. There's no way. You know, Mikey and I will find something. Just say our minds are heading towards more of a podcast vibe. Possibly in the future. It's something we've talked about for a really long time before it became like the trendy thing. So that's something. To all my Irish friends, I hope that you all have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day next weekend. I know not all Irish people celebrate it, but I do. Someone have a green beer for me because I can't have anything. Thank you for watching Laliland. I'm sorry that Mikey's not here today to chime in, but I will have him pop on soon. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully not judging. Please subscribe over at Laliland Adventures. I will see you guys very soon on here, I promise. So, bye.